This set I have not played with a whole lot, but I have picked a couple locks, raked a couple locks. So I can only really tell you what I do know about this set. First, let's go over the price of it. Right now, and this is going to be in U.S. currency, you can get this at Banggood for $57.08. But again, Banggood gave me another coupon code for 25% off. So right now you can save, an extra $14.27, bringing it down to $42.81. Not a bad deal. But let's see what we get for our $42.81. Again, we have a nice hard, kind of like a hardcover nylon case here. Has a pretty decent stitching of their logo right here in the front. And comes with a nylon zipper. And when we do open this, we do have to say, wow. This definitely is a good looking pick set. I mean, it's my color blue. The handles here being kind of like space age with the holes in it and everything. That's pretty awesome. So it definitely looks like a really cool pick set for sure. Alright, well, let's go over and see what we have here. This is a 30-piece pick set, and they are including all the pieces between your tension wrenches and all your picks. You do get 20 picks in this set, and they are all numbered between your picks and your rakes here. And, unlike the last set that I reviewed, being for, the pickers, this one here is probably more for the rakers. There is a lot of rakes in this set. Alright, well, the picks themselves, everything is in 24 thousandths, except for there's a few dimple rakes here. I measured two of them in 20 thousandths and one of them in 22 thousandths. But more or less all the rest of these are all in 24 thousandths. They are in stainless steel, and they are somewhat magnetic. The handles, I believe, are in aluminum. But I do know that some stainless steels are magnetic, so I do believe this is in stainless steel. As far as the finishing goes, now any pick set you do get, no matter how much it costs, you are going to have to do some finishing. But actually the finishing in these is not really that bad. It's actually pretty good. Just a little bit on the sharp on the corners here, maybe a minute or so per pick, and I think they'll polish up, pretty nice. As far as the strength goes, I think the strength is really not that bad in these. I've had better, and I've had a lot worse. It does spring back, and it doesn't tend to just bend and hold its bend. I do have, grab this here, I have some softer picks that, you can actually see some warps in this one already. See how it's kind of warped. And this here is stainless steel too, in 24, maybe 22,000, but you can see when you bend this one, it doesn't really bend back. It actually bends and it'll stay. See how it just warped? But, so I think the strength of these is actually pretty good. Not bad at all. So I'm not complaining about that whatsoever at all. So a little bit of work cleaning them up. Strength's not bad. Pretty decent. Alright, the handles themselves. Obviously those are really awesome, cool handles for sure. Probably the best looking handles I've seen so far. As far as being comfortable, they're extremely comfortable. It has actually this little knurl here on the top here for your finger, and very comfortable. The picks themselves, they are embedded into the handle up to here, and they are riveted in, but they did a very nice job riveting them in there. They're extremely tight. Maybe they're glued too, but there's no movement in any of these. I checked them all, and these are so tight in there. So they did a really good job in actually putting them into the handles. No problems there at all whatsoever. So, alright, let's go over our picks here. Like I said, this here set has mostly all rakes. It does come with a couple of picks here, and one being like more like a standard hook, the other one here being more like a Euro hook, and yep, that's pretty much it for your standard hooks. And then we do have a half diamond here, the small one, and then over here, which actually is a pretty decent, we do get a DeForest diamond in this kit, and it's not too bad either. Shaft might be a little thicker than what I'd like, but a little bit of work with that, you could probably make actually a pretty decent DeForest diamond with that. So those are basically what you have in this kit to pick with. And the rest are all basically, well, they're all basically just rakes. Let's go over some of the more common ones that we know of. We have the city rake, the L rake here. We have a snake rake down here. We do have the double ball for raking wafer locks. We have a triple ball for raking wafer locks. And, well, this one here is probably about the closest you're going to get. Well, it's not a triple peak Bogota, but it's a 4-peak. It's about as close as you're going to get to a Bogota in this kit. Alright, and then you get this little kind of like half S rake or something here. Alright, the rest are kind of like oddities in this set. Even this one here, it's a small one, but it actually works pretty good in some locks. With the smaller keyways for raking them, I have used it. It does work. Again, we have, well, okay, this one here. This one here has a very big hook on the tip of it, and just the rake itself is pretty large. I'm not expecting this to fit in too many of our keyways. We need a lot of work to work this down and try to get it to fit in our keyways. Then we have this one up here, kind of looks like a saw blade on both sides. Maybe for door locks or maybe some wafer locks. Not too sure. This one here, a very odd one. Kind of looks like a talon. There's a very sharp hook here on the end. Very large hook actually. And I'm not imagining that's fitting into too many keyways either. Over here we have another kind of odd one. And it's a pretty good size rake too, so I'm not sure how many keyways that one's going to actually fit in either. And then we have, well, we have this one here, which has, looks like it has a double ball on one side and like a double half diamond on the other side, a small and a large. Same with the ball, a small and a large. And then we do have a key extractor with this kit too. And actually this key extractor is actually pretty good. Very sharp point there, so that will be definitely pulling out some broken keys, no problem. So I think that one, excuse me, that will work actually pretty good. And then we have, well, we have your 3 dimple rakes here, and these are hard to come by too, unless you get them in a kit. So I think that's pretty cool that this kit comes with a few dimple rakes. And then, yeah, well, we're down to the tension wrenches here. Here we have a couple of tension wrenches for shutter locks. This one here, I'll get it to focus here. This is more of your average tension wrench for shutter locks. It has these little grooves in it for grabbing the shutter itself, but it does tend to want to slip out a little bit still. This one here, not so much. It has those little hooks on the end. I'll get it to focus for you. Yeah, has these little hooks here on the end, so when that's going to grab that shutter, this is not going to be pulling out on you. This is actually a pretty decent shutter tensioner. It's got a nice black handle to it too. Alright, over here, well, we have a little rake for wafer locks, a double-sided rake that's dipped. That ought to work pretty decent. Have not tried it, but I'm sure that'll work pretty decent. Then we have a, I believe, a tensioner for wafer lock. Then we have a couple of wiper inserts here. This one being a medium, and that is twisted. This one being, excuse me, a large on one side and this side is tapered down to kind of like the medium size. That side's tapered down. Then we have this one here for, well, I guess top of the keyway, maybe bottom of the keyway too. It's kind of like an odd size. It's a little small. Comes with a little hole here, maybe to put on the key ring or something. Not sure. Then we have this one here, another kind of odd one, but I think that would probably be good in your dimple locks, possibly bottom of the keyway. That's just rounded at the top, for I guess your handle. Then we have a couple of odd tensioners here, and these are feather tensioners. This one here got a nice little red handle on it. This is for the top of the keyway, but for very light feather tensioning on these. This one here is a double-sided feather tensioner, sure, for the top of the keyway and the bottom of the keyway. So you got a couple of feather tensioners with this, and yeah, that's basically what this kit has to offer. Like I said, for the rakers out there, this would probably be a great kit for you. For the pickers like me, maybe not so much, but it does have a couple nice hooks, and it does come with this DeForest diamond, which I would like to have, myself. And yeah, a couple of decent rakes, and there's only 4, maybe 5 of the oddities in here that probably wouldn't fit in the keyway so much, but overall, I think it's a pretty decent set. Worth $42.81. I would have to think so, for sure. It's not bad quality. It does have a lot of rakes, and it does have a couple hooks in it. And it's got some specialty tension wrenches that you're not going to find either unless you buy a kit like this. So overall, you do have some specialty tools in here that you're not going to normally get in another kit. So overall, I think it's a pretty decent kit.